Good evening, short story writers. It's Christmas week. It's the longest night tonight, and not the shortest day because of some weirdness with the Earth's curvature here in the northern hemisphere. Um, the sun will continue to rise late for another couple of days, so I'm not sure how this works exactly, but it means that tomorrow is the shortest day, not today. It's not like equal. And then the sun will begin to rise earlier and earlier, and soon we will have that awful state in summer where the sun goes to bed at whatever time, um, 11 o'clock in some parts of Britain, and the sun rises at 3:30 a.m. So uh, and yeah, you need a lot of curtains and things to block it out, otherwise you don't sleep very well, because there's some gland somewhere or other which is sensitive to light, and it ruins your sleep. Anyway, there's a lot that you could probably have a writing career based almost entirely around Christmas. But we're going to start with a ghost story, because traditionally Christmas was a time to tell ghost stories. And that's why Dickens wrote three. Obviously, there's the famous one, but there's also something called The Cricket on the Hearth, and I believe there's one called The Three Chimes or something. I'm not sure. If you're really interested, you can look it up. It's all there to be discovered if you want to. But that basically is your story writing prompt. Write a ghost story. Not necessarily at Christmas, but that could be good. Um, Write a ghost story. Now, how can you write it if you are in the literary fiction genre? Well, you could do it one of two ways. It can be a ghost of some description, a mirage perhaps, but the person thinks that they've seen the ghost, or they could be a person like Joan of Arc or Van Gogh, who gets migraines and then they do experience, as far as they're concerned, visions. And in the case of both Van Gogh and Joan of Arc and other mystics, I'm sure that William Blake was one, they act upon them. So, that would be your story. In science fiction, how about a ghost ship, the wreck of a hull, or maybe a ghost ship? It's a mirage again, but this causes problems for the crew of your ship, and that would be your story. Obviously, if it's fantasy or horror, like your ghost, be specific and make it a ghost which is about a particular festival. Pick an obscure festival. I say obscure, I mean obscure to you, that you don't know anything about. Research it, maybe make a few tweaks. Let's say, for example, there's a mystical Atlantis, okay? Atlantis, which apparently was a place, and they found it in North Africa, if you find on YouTube. But let's assume that it's the Atlantis of myth and legend, which was an island which went down, but there you go. The ghost of Atlantis rises once every 300 years or something. A ghost planet, which causes phenomena on Earth of fantastical nature for your horror or your fantasy. And ghosts for horrors, not horrors, thrillers and actions. Well, how about your action hero has been administered some kind of nerve agent, and the drug is causing him or her to, Well, it could be like in Marvel. They're actually become aware of some other plane of existence, which may or may not exist, but that's entirely up to you. Or they could be channeling things from their past, which become like an imaginary friend and is almost like a sixth sense that guides them or leads them into trouble. Um, it could be that they come across some form of the dark web, um, some sort of ghost channel on the dark web or on the internet, which the enemy thought that they deleted, or which maybe the president they're meant to protect thought they deleted, but in fact is recoverable via some sort of ghost program. All right, that's me talking off the top of my head. Give you some ideas. That's ghosts. I'm pretty sure a ghost at Christmas. You could probably write tons of these, and that could be your thing. In the same way that some people are associated with a particular genre, obviously Stephen King. This could be your thing. Christmas ghosts could be quite lucrative as well. Just saying. Okay, so as usual, if you find this useful, give it a thumbs up. If you find it terrible, give it a thumbs down. And happy writing.